Hello and welcome to another Hang Loose Recluse Attenborough video. 3 years ago, as a Sudanese immigrant was found in France, smuggled across in the rooftop of my car on vacation. I was driving home from France when I discovered a Sudanese refugee hiding on top of my car. It had been a typically glorious French holiday. My wife Lucy and I had spent a week in Nice and then slowly meandered back through the French countryside. We arrived in Folkestone last Wednesday, tanned and relaxed. We were soon to discover a Sudanese stowaway in the roof box. We presume the man climbed in at the site Europe, a shopping mall close to Calais, where we always go to stock up on wine when we are driving home through the Channel Tunnel. The roof box on our Mercedes estate was a few years old, and not in the best of nick. I had broken the lock a while ago and it could be prized open with a screwdriver. When we came back with our wine and loaded up the boot, nothing seemed out of place. It was only driving on the M25 when another car pulled up next to us and gestured that the lid had flapped open on the roof box that we realized something was amiss. We pulled over in the rain and I quickly lashed it and shut it with a tow rope we keep in the back of the car. Then we headed home to the quiet residential street in Berkshire town of Hungerford where we live. As we unloaded the car, we started to hear a knocking from the roof box. I thought it might be a neighbor playing a prank, but then Lucy said, "Someone is in there." Obviously this week a lot of the focus has been on refugees and migrants crossing the English Channel. On Wednesday, a record 409 people were recorded making the dangerous journey in dinghies, prompting the Prime Minister to warn the UK is a target and magnet for people traffickers. But as the authorities begin to focus their attention on the Channel, it seems a new route is opening up and migrants and refugees stowing away in holidaymakers' roof boxes is becoming more common. Earlier this summer, a British family found 2 teenage stowaways in their roof box after pulling into a petrol station near Normandy. Last September, a couple from Newbury and Berkshire, not far from us, arrived home from France to find a 17-year-old hiding in their roof box. They spoke at the time of their shock at the discovery, and for us it was exactly the same. I immediately dialed 999, and my main concern was whoever it was might die in there. The call handler said to keep in contact with the person until the officers arrived. He couldn't speak any English, but every now and then we would exchange a few words, plus keep knocking to each other so we knew he was okay. 2 Thames Valley police officers arrived after about 30 minutes, and we opened up the box. This young man, in his early 20s, with very dark skin, trendy jeans, and a black hoodie, climbed out. I don't know how he fitted in there, because I had rammed it full with rock climbing gear, my wife's massive suitcase, and other holiday paraphernalia. He was obviously pretty dazed, and the police were calm with him. At first he was handcuffed while they searched through his mere possessions, an MP3 player, headphones, and no papers from what I could see. He said he was from Sudan, and then the police led him away. They wouldn't tell me what would happen to him, but I will try and find out. I have worked as a narration expert on the David Attenborough program for many years. I have actually been to the detention centers in Libya where African migrants and refugees are often held after crossing the Sahara Desert en route to Europe, and seen for myself the appalling conditions they are subjected to. I also set up a charity, the David Attenborough Fund. I've had a lot more exposure to this kind of thing than most people, but regardless of what I have done in a professional capacity, experiencing it was a real shock. That 4 hours in my roof box would probably have been the most pleasant part of his whole trip. It shows to me how desperate these people are, and makes me think what on earth is he fleeing from in the first place to risk everything. I really feel for people who have to risk so much just to be able to have a normal life. We hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit subscribe. This has been another Hang Loose Recluse Attenborough production. Thank y'all.